Daybreak Africa is your one-stop top-notch breakfast show that brings you all the interesting stories happening in and around Africa.
Because we have all the morning essentials,
including the latest news, sports, weather, and events. And of course, the people.
Daybreak Africa on Television Nigeria.
Weekdays, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Yes, good morning everybody, and many thanks for joining us on today's edition of your one-stop breakfast show, Daybreak Africa on Television Nigeria. It's actually a very beautiful Friday morning right here, and it's the start of another weekend. My name is Elvis Oga, and I'd like to welcome you on board.
Good morning everyone, good morning Nigeria, good morning Abuja. My name is Mercy Joe. I mean, it has been raining cats and dogs since like all morning, and one would forget that it's not a blanket weather. We have to come out to do other things. Anyway, hope we're all okay. Today is TGIF.
Yes, TGIF.
Friday. But TGIF in your house though.
Exactly. Good morning, Mercy Joe.
Good morning, Elvis.
I hope you slept fine.
I slept. Yes.
You know, the rain last night was more like, the sound of the rain was more like a lullaby that actually put us to sleep, and we slept so fine.
Too fine. Like, you know, those kind of sleep that, please, let it just go on and just try to forget
There's
that
consciousness that as early as possible, I have to wake up and then get prepared for our people. All right? A whole lot has actually been happening at the course of the week. I will be talking about so many of those things. On the floor of the Senate, like you said the other day, the Senate has actually been passing so many bills lately.
Lots of bills lately.
So on Wednesday, there was a recommendation from the floor of the Senate, particularly on the reduction or removal of age limit from job seekers.
That's a very good bill there. Very nice bill, because you see, these days you see lots of job applications, and then you now see from age 25 to 26. Or age 25 to 35, and then probably the person is age 23 and is a graduate, probably has some experience already, probably during the IT course of IT, but then you see that person cannot get a job because they say the age limit there, where it starts from 25, the person is not 25. So what now happens to that person? You see, that's one of the reasons why we have some rate, adds the percentage of the rate of unemployment in the country. Yes. Sometimes not because the job is not there. The job is actually there, but then their age becomes a problem. A 23-year-old may not be able to get that job because of, they say, it has to be from age 25. So in that case, what now happens?
When it's actually even younger, when someone is actually younger than the required age, is even better, because you can actually grow to fill that age. But we'll now look at when someone is older than that age already.
What happens?
What happens? And we need to look at how realistic these things are. Ordinarily, if we have taken, or if we had taken as a country, as a nation, if we had taken the compulsory basic education so serious from a very tender age, it would be able to achieve some of these things to a large extent. But let's look at how realistic it is. You are giving birth to, and then you need to grow to probably you cannot start school below the age of 1 year and 6 months, which is when you're supposed to be breastfeeding, and then maybe you get weaned at 1 year 6 months. You have to go through kindergarten, nursery, or pre-nursery, nursery, then primary school. Then do your 6 years in primary school, 6 years in secondary school. Strike action is there. We've not talked about that. When you get to the university, you have a whole lot of delays and all. You come out, they now tell you age. You see a job opportunity, but with an age limit to it. and then they will tell you you need 5 years experience. So probably you are 25 minus your school years. How old were you? Then plus the 5 years experience. Where were you expecting to get that that experience from?
There's one point I'm picking there from what you said.
Okay.
I mean, the thing is that if people are trying to skip or like probably start school earlier, so you see a situation whereby somebody is in the university at the age of probably 14. And I'm asking, when do you're going to graduate probably at the age of 19?
Yes.
And there's no way, there's not going to be any job at that age 19 that they will give to you because they feel like even the person just finished school, it's not enough. The experience is not there. Forgetting the fact that probably the person has undergone that 2 IT trainings. That's, I think, the one at when you're on 200 level
and 400 level.
Or 100 level.
For people that do 5 years courses.
Exactly. So you see, seeing all that there, it means stop. Anyway, basic education, if they follow the real protocols, probably some of them will get to that age where they say you can be 25, probably now graduate at the age of 23. Like you said, they can grow to meet that 25. But the problem is, what do they do during that period?
Okay, and you have to look at so many other things. So, like from this proposal by a Senate, by a senator at the floor of the Senate on Wednesday, he was actually looking at so many indices and he was talking about so many different things. And I'm asking, if we are saying these people need to be within this age range or this age limit, and which we all know that basically it might not be possible or feasible due to some of these factors that have been highlighted earlier on, the rigorous way you need to go to school or train yourself and several other things. And we have somebody who is qualified but is off the age. Does that mean we now sacrifice qualification at the altar of just age difference?
You see, there, very solid question there, because I think irrespective, the most and the thing anyone should be concerned about is the qualification of that person. A 23-year-old may actually be more qualified than that 25-year-old person that he wants to be there for the job. That's how I see it these days. Because we see it, you see, that's why we say sometimes some organizations forget to understand who is more qualified than just employing anybody for the job.
And so I think somebody actually in his contribution as well, when there was that proposal on the floor of the Senate, he was talking about reasons why we tend to see growing scenario of crime, then people falsifying their age just to make sure that they meet up, and this is actually a criminal act as well. And then when you become unemployable, people might want to go into other things that are not too legal or legit. And if that can be addressed, the issue of age limit can be addressed. The senator was talking about it could go a long way in reducing crime in the society.
As well, because there are different kinds of crime in the society. This part of it, people trying to reduce their age, forging other certificates just for their age to be reduced, is another crime. Now that also happens even in the NYC when people want to enroll for NYC, just because of that monthly allowance that comes.
Apart from that, some people,
doing different things.
The premium we place on some of those things, even though it's quite good that somebody passed through these processes to service or fatherland. Like we know the advantages of the experiences and all, and then the true intent of it. And the question is if we're really following them like religiously or the way it's supposed to be.
Like the way it's supposed to be. I know the age limit is 30.
So apart from the monthly stipend allowance that's been given to core members, there are some jobs when you're applying for, they ask for your discharge certificate. And if you come with a letter of inception, instead of, it's not every job that the letter of inception can serve the same purpose as discharge certificate. So many people, I was on that shoe as well. Like I was on that table, if that's an expression to use, where I told my mom after school, and my school was actually delaying me to mobilize me. I told my mom I wanted to travel out, and my mom was like, no, you must serve first. I'd be like, why? Later when you come back, they're going to ask for this discharge certificate. I say, so be it. If I don't have it, maybe that I could collect exemption. Until when some top government officials came under serious criticism and scrutiny because of the unclear situation surrounding their NYC and all. Mom was like, you see the reason why I was telling you, so you need to serve now. I'll be like, okay, fine. That's how I shoved my traveling plans aside, and I had to go for the mandatory 1-year service.
True. But the thing is that, don't you think age for people that want to serve their nation, I don't think it's supposed to be a problem. even if they are 40. They're 40. What do you think about the age?
If you're asking me that, I wouldn't want to fault. I wouldn't want to fault that. What is needed to be done is that if you are off the age limit because of the factors, you know, so many people don't really have. Okay, education is quite. Somebody will not. I don't like using that expression when they say education is expensive, because somebody will tell you try ignorance. If you think education is expensive, yeah, but you know, so many people have to train themselves. Some people need to stay away from school for like 3 to 5 years to gather money to be able to train themselves through schools, and at the end of the day, they might have grow past that age for service. So what I would really want to go for, in my own opinion, like you are asking me now, is if the letter of exemption for people who are older than 30 years that cannot be mobilized for service, let the letter of exemption serve the same purpose as the discharge certificate. That way it will be nice, because if you look at the scheme generally, there are a whole lot of I don't want to say some things that are best suitable for people within that age range, but there's that youthful ambience, and then look at the name, and then you follow some international bodies definition of who a youth is. Somebody who is above 30, do you really want to consider that person? As
I think the youth ends at probably 35.
Yeah, it depends. Like so many different countries, so many different organizations give the different age limit or age range for you differently. Yeah. So you know,
I think that, you know, the period of time where age limit is being considered to get a job, I think that's why Nigeria is breeding more entrepreneurs these days, because you see a situation whereby, okay, I probably will not get this job due to age limit or one thing or the other, so I might as well try to think of a trade, a vocational skill, and then they go along with that, and then they now forget about even having a job. Don't you think that's why there's a rise of entrepreneurs these days in the country?
that could be one factor. And
so it's more or less like that was the last option. They just had to
definitely
go for that.
And then when you talked about it, I actually raised another point in my head, and I'm trying to look at the whole age limit for job seekers and everything.
Meanwhile, there's no age limit for you to start a business.
No, not at all. There cannot be that one.
No.
That one cannot be
age limit for
but
starting
I'm looking at the situation where you are now saying there's age limit for job seekers and all, and you know, ordinarily we tend to get so many things not right from this part of the world. Somebody who is seeking for an employment is not seeking for that employment because of what he thinks he wants to do as being employed, the services is going to render. He's thinking of his take home, he's thinking employment as a source of livelihood, as a means of living. Yeah, we know that's quite good, but you need to look at, I'm being employed, will I be able to do this job? So I think if we consider all of these things, then you might not really attach so much importance to the age limit. I even see some job opportunities when you're applying for, they now ask for your health status, like your blood group and all of these things. We all know that it's good, maybe in case of emergency and they need to do blood transfusion and all, it's good. But if you look at the intent later, some people feel is geared towards discriminating some sets of people. And that is where we need to look at it holistically from the angle of the society, and make sure that everybody's interest is being represented.
But that's a good one there. I know we have lots of news in the headlines this morning, but we don't know if the news is ready yet.
Okay, we have a whole lot to talk about. I was actually sharing with you something that just happened yesterday where President Muhammadu Buhari actually supervised the inauguration of virtually the formalization of the gold mining in Nigeria through the initiative of a presidential artisanal gold mining development initiative.
I think the president, they bought the gold and they have kept it with CBN. The safekeeping about 286 million naira.
Yes,
that's
and
how much they got.
That's going to form part of our foreign reserve, and there's a whole lot of advantages. I saw something similar from our neighboring African countries. That should be like Tunisia, right? Yeah, when one of their biggest precious stone was actually mined and it handed over. The first one that was actually mined from artisanally was handed over to President yesterday, and he was highlighting the numerous effect. It's going to make us have so many options of our income and like of our revenue. And if we've been talking about diversifying the economy, and then the mining sector is one angle. Every time we talk about the mining sector, I remember how well we started with that from that angle under the watch of the current governor of Ekiti State, who was then the minister in that sector. And we were seeing how we could actually take it very, very seriously. One of the advantages of this is that, you know, so many people tend to smuggle so many things, especially when they feel the market is not favorable for them. So they have designated and then accredited centers where if you have mined anything, you can take it for sale. And that way you actually get your value more, the country benefit and get revenue from it, instead of you smuggling it, risking your lives and then putting our custom officer through unnecessary stress.
True unnecessary stress. I'm sure we'll get a whole lot of the mining of gold in the news when Susan Achin comes to give that to us. So let's go to the news desk for news with Susan Achin.
There are a lot of false information about the coronavirus. These are the facts. People of all ages can be affected by the coronavirus. However, older people and people with pre-existing medical conditions such as asthma, diabetes, heart diseases are more vulnerable to the disease. It is not for old people alone. Gargling salt and warm water or chewing garlic and ginger cannot prevent the virus. Drinking alcohol, hot lemon, palm oil or chloroquine will not kill the virus. The virus cannot be transmitted through mosquito bites. Antibiotics do not work against the viruses. Antibiotics work only against bacteria. Boiling pineapple peels, lime and ginger does not kill the virus. Putting raw onions in rooms will not ward off the virus. Using or spraying Dettol, special oils and water all over your body cannot kill the virus. There is no scientific evidence that cooking, drinking or eating any of these is an effective treatment for coronavirus. Do not self-medicate and take responsibility by sharing only verified messages from health authorities such as NCDC, Federal Ministry of Health and WHO.
Good morning and welcome to AM News. I am Susan Achin. Ondo State on Thursday recorded 95 fresh COVID-19 cases as Nigeria's infections from the virus inched closer to the 35,000 mark. This according to a tweet on the official handle of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control NCDC, which noted that the country had 595 new cases of the virus for the day. The new infections were reported in 23 states in the country and the Federal Capital Territory FCT, taking Nigeria's total cases to 34,854. Of the number of persons infected with COVID-19 in Nigeria, 14,292 have fully recovered and discharged as of July 16, 2020, according to the NCDC. On the flip side, 762 deaths have been reported from the virus, data from the health agency further revealed. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari has launched the Presidential Artisanal Gold Mining Development Initiative in Abuja. The president, during the launch of the initiative on Thursday, said that improved gold mining operations in the country will generate no fewer than 250,000 jobs and over $500 million annually in royalties and taxes to the federal government. And in another development, President Muhammadu Buhari has ordered a speedy and coordinated investigation into the corruption scandal in the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC. The senior special assistant to the president on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, disclosed this in a statement on Thursday. He explained that the president gave the directive for better coordination among security and investigating agencies with the National Assembly, Shehu believes this will ensure that the effort of the present administration to bring sanity, transparency and accountability to the management of the large amount of resources dedicated to the development of the Niger Delta sub-region is not derailed. Meanwhile, the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 has condemned the activities of those taking advantage of the coronavirus pandemic to flood the market with substandard products. Mr. Boss Mustafa, who is the PTF chairman, stated this on Thursday in his remarks at the team's briefing in Abuja, the nation's capital. He decried that a very large quantity of alcohol-based hand sanitizers purchased by residents in the Federal Capital Territory (FCT) was not registered with the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control (NAFDAC). And on the entertainment scene, it was a moment of celebration for popular Nigerian singer Ayodiji Balogun, popularly known as Wizkid, as he clocked the age of 30 on Thursday, July 16. Many returned to sing praises of the Joro crooner and extended their best wishes to him, while several colleagues in the music industry also took time out to celebrate the singer and also appreciate him for his impact in putting African and Nigerian music on the global map. Congratulations to Wizkid on his big 30. And in the world of sports, the Nigeria Football Federation has announced that a new coach will be appointed for the Super Falcons next month. The former coach Thomas Denabai left the team unceremoniously in August 2019. NFF President Amaju Pinnick, in a chat on Instagram Live, confirmed that a world-class coach will be appointed in the next 2 to 3 weeks for the senior women's national team. The NFF also promised that the FIFA windows will be used to organize international friendlies for the team, particularly this period that the African Women's Cup of Nations has been cancelled, with CAF proposing the tournament will be held before the Women's World Cup. And that's it on AM News. I am Susan Achin.
This is Television Nigerian, a broadcast network committed to serving you the very best in online and offline television programming. Situated in the serene environment of Guzape, Abuja FCT, TVN, as it is fondly called, caters to a wide variety of audience via carefully orchestrated mind-blowing programs in the areas of fashion, business, politics, entertainment, religion, movies, food and health, culture and lifestyle, events around the globe, sports and foreign news. Whatever your inclination, we've got you completely covered with programs like Issues of the Moment, The Patriot, Daybreak Nigeria, Matter Africa, TVN Business Time, Healthy Living, From the Cradle, Stay Inspired, Entertainment Gist, Movie Hour, Hits Paradise, among others. All designed to keep you thoroughly informed, entertained, at the edge of your seats and yearning for more. A tour around our domain will reveal a highly dedicated staff force and a state-of-the-art facility and equipment for high-definition quality broadcast, making our station your #1 choice in advertising your business and propagating your ideas. We are currently on NigComSat doing our test transmission for takeoff in the nearest future. Television Nigerian is located in Nigeria at Television Nigerian House, Guzape Hilltop Mansion, beside Guzape White House, Guzape Abuja FCT, and in the United Kingdom at 45 Ancient House, 48 Aerodrome Road, Beaufort Park, Colindale, London. For inquiries, Television Nigerian, broadcast beyond boundaries.
All right, welcome back. This is still Daybreak Africa on Television Nigeria. You just listened to the news right there from the news desk, and we'll now take you to the newspaper review segment where we take a look at headlines from some of the national dailies. And I'd like to begin with the Guardian newspaper, which happens to be the first paper on my desk here, with the banner headline, NDDC crisis gets messier. Wike storms Nunez's house, rescues her from police. I'm now refugee in government house, says Nunez. Ponde walks out of reps proceeding. Buhari orders speedy probe. A whole lot actually making the news concerning NDDC.
NDDC everywhere.
When I saw the news about the coordinator actually working out on reps member yesterday, I was actually surprised.
You know, NDDC, even the allegation be labeled against the former NDDC boss by her name, I can't really pronounce her name, of sexually trying to assault her or whatever, and then she's saying she slapped him and this. I mean, NDDC has been coming up in the news, one thing or the other, and then now saying this, there was a walkout. You know, you first told me this morning.
Yes. If you want to get details of this particular story, just do it by picking a copy of the Guardian newspaper. Below the picture story, trouble in aviation as VIPs flout protocols. And I saw a news concerning the Minister of Aviation saying that if those VIPs are not careful, they could be jailed for violating COVID-19 protocols.
I think we would love to see that.
Okay, we'll just take a look at some more headlines from this particular publication before we move on to the next one. Buhari decries $3 billion loss to illegal gold mining. Thank God something has actually been put in place to cushion that already. That story is on the page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. And then family Yoruba Horiwa demand probe of young pilot's death. OML. Ogoni people reject Sahara Energy Resources Limited appeals for president's intervention. That story is on the page 23, and that does it for the Guardian newspaper this morning.
All right, moving to the This Day newspaper, I'll start from above the nameplate. Made in Nigeria gold arrives to boost foreign reserves. Below that, WTO, federal government inaugurates campaign team for Okonjo-Iweala. I mean, it's really getting heated up here. That's on page 5 of This Day newspaper. Now the big headline here, Buhari orders security agencies to unearth root of corruption in NDDC. Finally, a lot is really coming out of NDDC.
No, when we talk about NDDC lately, just yesterday, I saw that a very big amount of money amounting to millions of naira said from the commission was said to have been spent on burials and condolences.
Okay. Below that, House Committee directs arrest of interim managing director as delegation walks out on lawmakers. South governors deploy commission's crisis back audit. Then below the picture story there, how Magu regained his freedom, says council. That's on page 5. You want to know how? That's on page 5. I'll take this last story here. Drama as Wike foils police attempt to arrest Lune. That's it for the This Day newspaper this morning. And
let's quickly move on to the Punch newspaper. We take you from top to the bottom. Above the nameplate, 9 power plants short, 2,079 megawatts capacity stranded. That story is on the page 24 of the Punch newspaper. And then below that, Aritole, family demands probe, Afenifere rejects freak crash report. You can check that out on the page 7 of the Punch newspaper. Then on Wasi, reps to lobby governors over school reopening. That is on the page 10. And then from page 25, Nigeria's foreign reserves dropped to $36.12 billion. The banner headline we have from there is still talking about NDDC controversial probe with the caption, Wike fumes as police storm ex-MD's house. Officials clash with National Assembly. Investigate invasion of Nune's house. Rivers governors tell IG. Buhari orders speedy probe, asks panels to collaborate. All of that can be found on the page 2 of the Punch newspaper. And the picture story here is still talking about Wike coming to rescue her after a report of security operatives storming her house, and then she was taken away by Wike to government house. We actually read from a previous paper that she is now a refugee at the government house. Okay, below that, Magu will be cleared of allegations reinstated, says council. That's on page 12. And then Oshun man arraigned for abducting neighbor's wife and kids. It's on the page 4 of the Punch newspaper. I'll take this last one here concerning the Minister of Labor and Employment. Ngige set up panel on alleged 3.4 billion naira NSITF fraud. You can check that out on the page 24 Also, do well by picking a copy of the Punch newspaper to get the details of these stories and even more.
All right, moving to the Business Day newspaper this morning. The headline here: How improper disposal limits over $250 million waste recycling industry growth. So many challenges and opportunities. Beside that, the inside story: these 5 provisions push up Nigeria's 2020 budget by 301 billion naira. That's on page 2. Beside that, that's below that, improved gold mining operation to generate 250,000 jobs, $500 million annually in royalties. That's coming from Buhari. Well, I think these days we keep seeing good job opportunities. And power, 774,000 jobs, special works. Now mining, being able to bring up 250,000 jobs in Nigeria.
That's a good number.
Find that gradually we're curbing unemployment in the nation. Now I'll take this last headline here. CBN first quarter FX sales highest since 2014.
Wow.
That's on page 30 of the Business Day newspaper. And that does it for the Business Day newspaper.
Okay, I have the Nigerian Tribune right in front of me, and I'll take a look. I'll just take some few headlines from the Nigerian Tribune. Just above the nameplate, Wasi reps Education Minister to seek audience with Buhari governors. You can check that out on the page 27 of the Nigerian Tribune. And we have another story here concerning the sad death of the combat pilot. Aritole's death, family Afenifere call for thorough investigation. To lose life caught in her prime. That is coming from governors. That story is on the page 25 of the Nigerian Tribune. And still beside that, military arrests 7 sea pirates, destroys oil thieves camp in South. You can check that out on the page 26. And below the nameplate, Russia trying to steal COVID-19 vaccine data, says UK, US, Canada. It's on the page 21. And I actually saw I saw a report talking about Russia testing the vaccine like successfully. And this is coming from US and Canada. And I saw this story after there were reports of Twitter being hacked and people trying to use the account of the likes of Bill Gates and Barack Obama and the rest.
Push out wrong messages.
Yeah, talking about trying to steal Bitcoin from people.
Okay.
That happened last night. All right, that's by the way. And GT Bank in Nigeria's Euro Money Best Bank for 10th time. You can check that out on the page 7 of the Nigerian Tribune. 740 apply for Amotekun in 1 week in Ekiti. You can check that out on the page 24. And I'll take this banner headline from the Nigerian Tribune. NDDC mess. Buhari orders speedy probe. Wike rescues ex-MD from security agents. Reps other acting MDs arrest as he walks out on probe panel. All of that is on the page 3. And let's see how many more headlines we can see or just take a look at from this publication before we move on to the next one. Below the picture story, security agency seal of NAS clerk's office commission queries him. Recall yesterday we were talking about people from that commission try to elongate their service year from the age of 35 to 40 or from 65 years to 70 of active service and all. Pick a copy of the Nigerian Tribune to get the detail of that particular story and even more. I'll take this one. Allegations against me trumped up, Magu tells Salami panel. And then most hand sanitizers in circulation are fake, warns VIPs against protocol violations at airport. You can check that out on page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune, and that's just beside the picture story. That does it for the Nigerian Tribune this morning.
All right, this is my last paper here this morning. That's the Nation newspaper. The big headline here: NDDC crisis. Buhari orders speedy coordinated probe. AGMD, others walk out on reps. We won't tolerate rascally appointees. That's coming from Lawan. House wants Pondia arrested. South Governors Forum backs forensic audit. Below the picture story there, World Bank, 42% of jobs lost to COVID-19 in 4 months. Hospitality service industry was hit. That's on page 5, or page 8 rather. Still below that, Bello, Baywood head Ondo APC governorship primary appeal panels. Above the nameplate there, drama as Wike rescues ex-NDDC MD from police. And like you rightfully said, she's now a refugee in the government
house.
That's on page 25. Beside that, marking day to sacked council chiefs. Return government properties. That's on page 6. Still beside that, Tinubu consoles Kuka over mother's death. That's on page 8 there. I don't know if I can see this typo very well. Below that, Lily laments Osimhen's imminent departure. Probably
sports.
You should have taken that headline. Then I'll take this inside story there. Obaseki's government emptying treasury, APC alleges. PDP rejects APC's request to transfer case to Abuja. Movement to rescue state from captors, says chair. And more, that's all on page 6 of the Nation newspaper. And that does it for the Nation newspaper this morning.
Okay, and that does it for the newspaper review segment as well, because I already saw off my last paper already. Okay,
so yesterday we had our question. We asked a question yesterday. Our question of yesterday was, there is a sea located between Israel and Jordan. What is it called? So we had a couple of comments there. There are two. We have one from Adehano, Lord Prince, and he said it's called the Mediterranean Sea. And then we had another from Rashid Agbona, and he said it is called Dead Sea. Then the correct answer is the Dead sea. So Rashid Agbona got it correctly, the Dead Sea. So thank you very much for everyone that dropped their comments. So Rashid, you find a way to communicate with us so that you can get your book. That's Integrity versus
Power Play.
All right there. So we move to our next package, which is the Healthy Living. So we go to the Healthy Living desk and see what they have for us this morning. Eating a healthy diet is not about strict limitations, staying unrealistically thin, or depriving yourself of the foods you love. Rather, it's about feeling great, having more energy, improving your health, and boosting your mood. Healthy eating doesn't have to be overcomplicated. If you feel overwhelmed by all the conflicting nutrition and diet advice out there, you're not alone. By using these simple tips, you can cut through the confusion and learn how to create and stick to a tasty, varied, and nutritious diet that is as good for your body as it is for your mind. We all need a balance of protein, fats, carbohydrates, fiber, vitamins, and minerals in our diets to sustain a healthy body by selecting the healthiest options from each category. Protein gives you the energy to get up and go while also supporting mood and cognitive function. Too much protein can be harmful to people with kidney disease, but many of us need more high-quality protein. Fat. Not all fat is the same. While bad fat can wreck your diet and increase your risk of certain diseases, good fats protect your brain and heart. In fact, healthy fats such as omega-3 are vital to your physical and emotional health. Fiber. Eating foods high in dietary fiber, grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and beans can help you stay regular and lower your risk for heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. It can also improve your skin and even help you to lose weight. Calcium.
as well as leading to osteoporosis. Not getting enough calcium in your diet can also contribute to anxiety, depression, and sleep difficulties. Carbohydrates are one of your body's main sources of energy, but most should come from complex vegetables, whole grains, fruit rather than sugars and refined carbs. To set yourself up for success, try to keep things simple. Try these simple things. 1. Prepare more of your own meals. 2. Make the right changes when cutting back on unhealthy foods in your diet. 3. Read the labels because it's important to be aware of what's in your food. 4. Focus on how you feel after eating. This will help foster healthy new habits and tastes. 5. Drink plenty of water to flush out your systems of waste products and toxins.
Alright, welcome back. That was healthy living there on the health desk. We go to our next package, which is cultural diversity of the Benue State people. I know the Igede part of Benue State. I know the Idoma part of
already told you we are related.
I know the Elvis. Stop that. Anyway, let's see that.
Talking about the unique cultural diversity found in Benue. So the nation's food basket is called that because of its rich agricultural produce, which includes yams, rice, beans, cassava, potatoes, maize, soya beans, soja, millet, and cocoyam. However, there is no state without tribes. This simply means Benue State is nothing without the people that exist in the various tribes found there. We will begin shortly after this quick break. Don't go away. Welcome back. Now let's begin with the Etolu tribe of Benue State. Etolu tribe, well, not much is known about the people of Etolu except the fact that they are farmers and have a population dominated by Christians and Muslims. Moving on to the Afo tribe. Afo people are closely related to the Idoma tribe. They have a population of about 100,000 people. They are found in modern-day Benue. The Afo tribe is a commercially advanced tribe with the occupation of farming, weaving, and dyeing. Most people in Afo are traditionalists. However, a small group of them are Muslims. Meanwhile, the tradition of the Afo people is greatly influenced by their religion. Men from this tribe put on a flowing gown, while women tie wrappers on blouses and cover their hairs with hijabs. Wow, Igbo tribe in Benue? What are they doing there? Let's find out. The Igbos in Benue are a minority and about 1 million in number. They occupy about 4 local government areas and are found in towns that share borders with Ebonyi State. The Igbo tribe in Benue is not as advanced as other tribes in the state, although those people are considered part of the Igbo nation. In Benue State, they seem to lack the economic and political rights that other tribes in Benue possess. Up next is the Utonkong tribe. Wow, let's find out if they migrated from China, because that sounds like a Chinese. The Utonkong tribe in Benue State is one of the smallest tribes in the state. The Utonkong people are people that have not really mixed up with people from other parts of Nigeria. As a result of this, not so much is known about them. These people are a mixture of Christians, Muslims, and traditional worshippers. Men and women from this tribe put on a particular pattern of clothes that are sewn into different styles. Also, the Utonkong people are deeply into the production of food, while a few of them are also involved in trading. What about the Ufia tribe? The Ufia tribe of Benue has very few similarities with the Igbo tribe. The Ifya people are close neighbors with the Igbos. They speak a distinct language that is peculiar to this tribe. The predominant religion of the Ifya people is Christianity. Their major occupation are farming and trading. The people of Ifya dress like most other tribes in Benue. They put on a certain pattern of clothes that are made into different sizes. Who are the Igedes? We'll get to know after this quick break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Now, the Igede tribe is the third largest tribe in Benue State. The Igede people occupy Obi and Oju local government areas. They speak a language called Igede. History has it that they are descendants of Aba, a high priest of ancient times. The Igede people are farmers and known to cultivate cassava, maize, and yams. So, men and women from Igede tie wrappers in similar fashion to the people of Idoma. They are still coming. Let's talk about the Aweyayachi tribe. The Aweyayachi people of Benue occupy the upper district of Otupo local government area. The Aweyayachi tribe is a sub-tribe under the Idoma tribe. They speak a language that is very similar to that of the Idoma people. The people of Aweyayachi are majorly farmers. Also, Christianity and Islam are widely practiced by those people. Men from Aweyayachi tie wrapper on the sacred. Their women tie wrappers on the headgears. Now, Jukun tribe. The Jukun people in Benue State that are close to the Benue Basin. Those people are believed to have broken out from the ancient Kwara kingdom. The Jukun people are farmers. Also, they practice Islam as Christianity. The Jukun people are farmers. Also, they practice Islam and Christianity. Over the years, the Jukun tribe has maintained its cultures. Men and women from this tribe are known to tie wrappers. Food eaten by the Jukun people is usually meals of tuwo and soup. Now we are moving to the two major tribes in Benue State, but shortly after the break. Don't go away. Welcome back. Now is the Idoma. Wow. When I hear Idoma, the first thing that comes to my mind is the Okohu soup. The way and manner is prepared and even the looks. We'll come to that later. Who are the Idomas? The Idoma tribe is one of the biggest tribes in Middle Belt, Nigeria. They occupy the western part of Benue State. The Idoma people are peaceful people, although in pre-independence days, they are known to be fierce warriors. Not much is known about their migration. However, they are Idomas in parts of Cross River State and Taraba State. The Idoma tribe has a population of about 3.5 million and a very rich culture that was not affected by the coming of the Europeans. Men and women in Idoma tie wrappers. The wrappers used by the Idoma people usually have a unique pattern and are peculiar to the people of the Benue State. Christianity and Islam are the major religions that are practiced by this tribe. Also, farming is the main source of livelihood. Finally, the team people with the swanky dance. I don't know how the of theirs, but it's always on point. Come to think of it, who are they? Tiv is an ethno-linguistic group or ethnic nation in West Africa. The tribe constitutes approximately 3.5% of Nigeria's population and number about 6.5 million individuals throughout Nigeria and Cameroon. Tiv language is spoken by about 7 million people in Nigeria with a few speakers in Cameroon. The Tivs are one of the most powerful people in the state. However, peace-loving and hospitable, this tribe believe in communal way of living that accommodate all as far as there is unity. They are predominantly Christians. Tiv people are majorly farmers. They put on a particular clothing pattern, black and white, which is usually sewn into any style. The Tiv people have a popular slogan, Ayatutu Kau No, with the response Kase, meaning a call for unity. And that's what we have for you on this episode of the program Heritage. Until next time, I remain Idris Jamila. Thank you.
All right, welcome back. If you just joined us, this is Daybreak Africa on Television Nigeria, and I'd like to welcome you back from that particular package right there, talking about the cultural diversity of the Benue people. And I was sharing with Mr. Joe while that package was going on that if you take a closer look at my neck, you will see a cultural representation of a particular tribe from Benue. That is the Igidi tribe.
That's good. And if you take a look at this red color here, people, you will see and notice that it's from the Benin people as well.
And I told you we are related.
But not by blood, probably by culture.
Maybe probably. It's all good. All right, we still have some few packages to launch before we finally say bye-bye on the show for this morning. And our next package is actually a strict creed on man who cooks better than his wife.
Every woman's dream.
Let's go have a look at that.
In fact, if there's a word that will qualify my word, I would say in my adolescence, I've not found a man that can cook like me. So, in fact, I may cook itself if the English may permit.
So, may I know your name?
My name is Enibes Kelechi. Pastor.
Pastor.
Yes.
Pastor, which church?
No, not a church, but just a pastor, because people hear me when I counsel them.
So you are pastor without?
Yes, without ministry, but pastor in the heart of men, because I counsel people and I give them the insight of what they shepherd people to discover their destiny.
Are you married?
Very well. I'm married. I have 2 kids. My first daughter is 12 years now, and my second daughter is a year plus. So,
when someone say wife material, what is wife material?
My brother, wife material depends on individual orientations or individual perspective. For instance, when you say wife material, you are considering a woman that is virtuous, a virtuous woman, a woman that is homely, a woman that is important, that is useful to the home, a woman that understands the predicament of the home and try to liberate that situation and try to bring solution and proffer a better life for the family. A woman who supports the husband, a woman who looks up to what she can add to the home and to what she can add to the family to bring a better family. That is a wife material. A woman who knows when to cook at home to his husband, to her husband and to her family, like children. A woman who knows the responsibility of a home, like taking care of the children when the husband is not there. A woman who always go out there to see that, let me make a little thing to support the house. That kind of a woman is a wife material. To me, it's a wife material.
A woman who don't know how to cook, does it mean that she's not a wife material?
No. She may be good in other aspects of wife material perspective, but cooking is another thing. Not everybody that was brought up in cooking. So some people were not raised in a better way to cook, but there are people that are raised in a better way to cook. But the truth is, when you come to marry, when you're coming together as one, as husband and wife, if your husband knows how to cook, he will put you through, and that makes you to learn as a wife. And when you learn, you become better in that aspect. So cooking is not a wife material, but cooking is part of what endears an African marriage. You understand?
Did you cook for your wife?
In fact, if there's a word that will qualify my word, I would say in my adolescence, I've not found a man that can cook like me. So, in fact, I may cook itself if the English may permit.
So, why you are cooking? What your wife used to do?
Well, she always assists me. Like I was okay, pound this, cut onions, engage her with the cooking. And when we are cooking, we keep talking while she assists me in the cooking. And then when I'm done cooking, and she tests the food. She says, this food is sweet, darling. I said, yes, because I want you to cook as well as this.
So between you and your wife, which person cook more?
I cook better. In fact, she cannot even. In fact, she's the reason. In fact, my cooking is even one of the most reasons she
What about going to market or shop? You are market now. What?
I didn't get you again.
Do you used to go to market and shop, buy things?
Yes. Most times I go, but when I am adamant or reluctant, I but sometimes if I'm coming back from work, I always branch and buy because I know what we are going to cook. Because my wife is the kind of a type that doesn't know what to cook for me, unless if I tell her what to cook. So once I know that, okay, as I'm coming, maybe she had made food like beans, with let's say beans and porridge beans and yam. So I know in the evening, definitely we are going to cook different things. So, and I know perfectly that if I don't tell her, she wouldn't cook anything. She will wait for me to come back. So when I'm coming, I'll decide to branch the market and buy all the things I need to buy for the home.
Let me see now. You say you cook more than your wife. How much can cook a pot of soup for you, your wife, and your baby? Have a
yes. The truth is that it depends on the mentality of people. Like I have a friend, a female friend that is married, and each time I get to her house, she always complains that she can't cook with 500 naira. I say why? She say because it's too nothing to.
Alright, welcome back. You just heard and you seen for yourself when a man can cook more than his wife. What have you got to say concerning the man that was interviewed? That was actually a strict review with Mr. Lucky.
Yeah, he said he can cook better than his wife. In fact, according to what he said, in fact, that's all I can say for that part. But then, even if a man can cook better than his wife, I mean, it's no problem. Probably, it's really rare to see that a man can cook better than his wife, except she probably didn't have so much of the cooking skills.
I know the man was actually, he was able to find a balance with his response when he was being asked what his definition of a wife material is. And he was being asked...
One who can run the home well.
Yes. And he was asked, what if a woman cannot cook, does that make her still a wife material?
No, it doesn't. Probably she's good at other aspects, but not the cooking skills. Maybe just yet, but she'll learn.
There's this particular sentence or statement he used in the rounding of the whole thing when he said, actually, a good cook, a woman actually endeared a marriage in African society.
Like that.
I
mean, the way to a man's heart, they say, is food. Though I don't believe it.
I don't know how true that is.
I don't know how true that is.
Because me, I'm a man, and I could be looking for other qualities other than because I can cook myself. So you cannot use that one to come on.
Elvis is saying he can cook. So anyone that wants to test him.
Why are you amplifying it now?
Should come and test him. All right, that's much we can take today on the program on Daybreak Africa here on television Nigeria. It has been a lovely time with you this morning. Many thanks for staying tuned with us. My name is Mercy Joe.
And my name is Elvis Oga. I won't forget to remind you that on Monday, same time, same place, we'll be back again with another interesting edition of the show. Until then, it's bye-bye from us. Meanwhile, we'll be leaving you with a package.
On beautiful Tanzania.
Amazing Africa.
Officially the United Republic of Tanzania, it is a country in East Africa within the African Great Lakes region. It borders Uganda to the north, Kenya to the northeast, Comoro Islands and the Indian Ocean to the east, Mozambique and Malawi to the south, Zambia to the southwest, and Rwanda, Burundi, and Democratic Republic of the Congo to the west. Over 100 different languages are spoken in Tanzania, making it the most linguistically diverse country in East Africa. The country does not have a de jure official language, although the national language is Swahili. This language is used parliamentarily in debates, in the lower courts, and as
Daybreak Africa is your one-stop top-notch breakfast show that brings you all the interesting stories happening in and around Africa.
Because we have all the morning essentials,
including the latest news, sports, weather, and events. And of course, the people.
Daybreak Africa on television Nigeria.
Weekdays, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m.